Hello, everyone, and welcome to CCA. I'm Dr. Brigitte Stump-Vernon, and I co-lead counseling services here at CCA with my colleague, Dr. Leah Oliver. My pronouns are she and her. In addition to supporting students through individual counseling appointments, I also focus on the internal administrative aspects of running the counseling center. The boring but necessary stuff. I also do advocacy work and support our community while providing consultations and referrals regarding mental health and wellness. My colleague, Dr. Leah Oliver, is the program co-lead for the counseling department here at CCA. Her gender pronouns are she and her. In addition to seeing students for individual counseling appointments, she also focuses on wellness, research, and outreach aimed to support advocacy and build mental health programming for the CCA community. Today, I'm here to talk with you about being a parent of an incoming freshman during these unusual times. As part of this process, I want to acknowledge that all of the CCA student families may be coming from very different walks of life. Our community includes students from families with CCA students who are living in the area versus families who are thousands of miles away. Families of CCA students whose child may be the first in their family to go to college. Families of students who are excited about their child embarking on an art career, while others may still be uncertain their child is making the right decision for their future. Families of students who have been awarded scholarships to help them with the cost of classes, while others are covering the cost out of their own resources. We wanted to share some of the themes that we have noticed with incoming freshmen that may come up. As acknowledged, CCA students and their families are coming from a diverse set of lived experiences. With that in mind, some of these themes may speak to you and what you know about your child and your relationship with them, and some of them may not. So we encourage you to take what makes sense for you and your family and leave the rest. I'll speak briefly to each theme and provide some context. I'll end with our contact information so that you can reach out to us if you have any follow-up questions. Let's dive in. Here are some common themes that we as a counseling team often hear from students and that you may notice in your child's college experience. Students can feel overwhelmed. Keeping up with homework, completing assignments on time, and pulling in decent grades can often be challenging for students, especially those that are used to performing well in school. This can be particularly true because the workload can be different from high school, and professors may approach teaching and learning much differently. Students can feel lonely or homesick. If your freshman is homesick, please know that this is a common experience. About 66% of first-year students report feeling lonely or homesick at some time in their first year of college. Students may struggle with time management. For many freshmen, this is the first time in years that they have had free time. Many of these students have maxed out schedules while in high school, but now that they are in college, they may have 3 classes early in the day and then nothing else on the schedule, but a lot of independent work to attend to. Students may struggle with roommate issues or developing their independence. It should come as no surprise that many freshmen struggle with roommate issues, whether it is the fact that they have a stranger living with them or something more significant like a bullying roommate. Issues are bound to happen, especially living in a new environment with a new community. Additionally, some students are learning to attend to living tasks and chores, such as laundry or meals, that may have looked different when they were living at home. Students may also have trouble adjusting to the social scene and a decrease in external structure. When it comes to the pressures of balancing going out or connecting with their peers with the demands of their coursework, many students struggle to exercise self-control when they have so much freedom. Many students report that the freedom that comes with college is often too much for them to handle. At first, they think, wow, this is going to be great. But many students quickly realize that too much going out can really take a toll on their studies and their grades. It's okay to give your student the time they need to figure out what kind of structure and support works for them in the college environment. Supporting them may be as simple as listening to them talk about how they are navigating their college lives. In the next slide, we'll talk more about how to support and connect with your college student. Here are some strategies for supporting and connecting with your college student. To begin with, you play a significant role in helping your child transition to college. While your relationship and your roles might be shifting, you can support your student in many ways while also allowing space for you and your family to grow, flourish, and connect in new and exciting ways. You can listen to what they have to say and ask for what they need from you. One way to support your child is to make yourself available to talk with them when they reach out to share how they are feeling. Simply expressing what is bugging them or talking through what they are facing can be enough to ease the stress and anxiety they are feeling in the moment. While they still are and always will be your child, this can be a great time to take the opportunity for both of you to start experimenting with different roles and relationships. Make space for independence for both your child and yourself. Consider how you might want to support your student in developing their independence and growing their own skills and relationship to themselves and others. Please consider that every time you step in to rescue your student or solve their problems for them, even when they are struggling, you may be inhibiting their growth, sending unintentional messages that they are not capable, resourceful, or strong, and denying them the opportunity to develop critical problem solving skills. Some research even suggests that overparenting can hinder career opportunities and the development of workplace behaviors. Resilience, or the ability to bounce back after something difficult happens, can be learned, but only through experience. Whether it is a failing grade or a lost student ID, as a parent, you have the opportunity to guide your child through these challenges by showing up when they ask for help, but giving them space to figure it out on their own if they don't. If you notice you are missing your parental role, you can model your own independence by working on your own growth and learning new things that you may not have had time to do while you were raising a family. Negotiate communication and family time. Having an honest conversation about how and when you and your child want to communicate with each other can help avoid confusion, conflict, and hurt feelings down the road as you learn to adjust to your child being away from home. Discussing how you want to spend time together when your child is home or you come to visit can also be a helpful tool. Learning to recognize when something isn't right. Many mental health issues present themselves during the college years. Therefore, if you suspect that something is not right, it is always okay to ask. Even if they don't answer or deny feeling poorly, asking shows that you care and are there to listen if and when they are ready to talk. It's also okay to remind students about resources that are available through CCA Student Affairs and counseling services. More information about our services will be discussed at the end of this presentation. Transitions. Remember, transitioning from high school to college can be a challenge for both you or for your child. However, there is also opportunity for joy and connection in building a new kind of a relationship with your college freshmen. With the appropriate guidance and support, parents can make a difference in how their freshman handles the first year of college. And with a little patience and perseverance, you will be able to watch them grow into conscientious young adults who are ready to take on the world. During these uncertain times, it can be even more important to be supportive while working to let go. Sounds so easy, right? We know that it's not. This time of transition is particularly hard for parents because you all are being asked to hold both the parental support role, but also support and foster your child's work towards their own independence. It's kind of like threading a needle. Here are some tips for supporting yourself and your child during this time of transition. Prioritize your own self-care. Build community, especially with other parents who have freshman students and who are navigating the challenges of this unusual time. Go easy on yourself and your child. You won't figure out a new routine right away. It can be important to allow space for learning and adjustment. For some levity and perspective, on the next slide, I will be reading out loud the letter that we have read at the in-person parent orientation in the past. Hopefully, it will bring you some laughs and reflection. This letter I'm about to read is meant to portray the ambiguity of this transition to college, your child's need for independence and for dependence at the same time, and the work you might experience as a parent as you try to balance between listening and giving an advice in a way that it is empowering. As you listen to this letter, I invite you to sit down or pause and pay attention to what comes up for you. What sounds familiar? What are you surprised by? What thoughts, emotions, and considerations come up as you listen? Dear parent or parents, thank you so much for letting me choose to come to CCA. You have no idea how many new and exciting opportunities await me here. I want you to know all about these opportunities, but only to the extent that I feel like it at any given moment. However, please do ask me how I'm doing, but not too often. Please call and write, but only when I want you to. If I need you, I will definitely let you know. Well, I may or I may not. Can't you just read my mind about how much closeness or distance I need from you? Hasn't spending 18 years with me allowed you to become silently aware of and responsive to my needs? Okay, maybe that is too much to ask, so I'll try to be a little more specific. Please understand how important these college years are for me to develop my confidence and identity as an independent adult, as an artist, and as a professional. I need you to take an active interest in my choices and endeavors, to understand them from my perspective, to empower me in these areas, but not to take over or judge my decision-making process. Point out resources that I can use, but don't try to give me the answers. Please don't let your hopes and fears get in the way of my exploration. I may wallow around in confusion for a while about my major, my friendships, and my general direction in life. But sometimes I need to sit with my confusion before things can become clear to me. Please don't abandon me in frustration or suffocate me with advice if I am confused, but sit with me consistently, patiently, and gently. If you think I am in trouble, please notice. Try not to overreact, but don't underreact either. I may just be going through a tough spot, or I may be tackling a really difficult issue that I can't handle alone. If you can help me figure out what situation I'm in, then guide me to the right resources. Help me become an adult who, with guidance and support, can successfully engage in the task of problem solving. Ask me what I need and allow me to ask you for what I need. Sometimes I will feel like crying when I talk to you on the phone, especially in the beginning. Sometimes I'll sound really excited, especially in the beginning. Sometimes I will be tired or serious or irritable or distracted, maybe sometimes all at the same time. Please let me be an 18-year-old, a 5-year-old, or a 35-year-old, depending on whatever I'm feeling in the moment. I need to be all these things in order to fully experience this exciting transition. Finally, if you can, send me some surprises. A box of home-baked cookies in the mail, or any food item that I can eat and share with my new friends at 3 in the morning. Text me photos of you and my beloved animals. Share encouraging words. Let me know that you still love me, even though our relationship is changing. Thank you again for letting me have this opportunity at CCA that will allow me to grow and change and find out who I am and who I want to become. And thanks for understanding what I need from you during this process. Love, your child. I mean, your kid. I mean, your grown up adult child. As you listen to this letter, what came up for you? I want to acknowledge that this is an exciting, challenging time for families. Be sure to attend to your own need for support and be aware that the changes you are going through as you find new ways to relate to your child as part of the transition process. One of the most important actions you can take is to take good care of yourself and attend to your emotional well being. Part of this process involves letting go of the things outside of your control. Your child will be inspired by your example. Thank you for spending some time with me today to think about your child and your transition as they start college here at CCA. Here is some information about our services. Students are eligible for up to 11 counseling sessions an academic year and up to 8 sessions in the summer, in addition to ongoing workshops, groups, and other mental health services. In-person, online, and phone counseling services will be available in the fall 22 semester. If you or your student needs crisis support, CCA has a 24-hour year-round mental health crisis hotline dedicated to serving our community. It can be reached at 510-594-5099. You can also call the National Mental Health Support Line at 988. To learn more about what counseling services offer and how students can access us, please check out our portal page, or for direct inquiries, call Counseling Services main line at 510-594-3670. Thanks and take care.